your thoughts on the match?
Well, I thought we had an excellent first half. Probably would like to have taken more out of the first half than we did. Coming out of the gates in the second half, we wanted to remain the aggressors because I think that's what got us to where we were at halftime. But for some reason, out of the blocks, we started the second half a little bit what I would say was passive, where we were sitting in too much. We weren't getting pressure to the ball. They were able to switch the ball too easily from side to side and kind of open us up, and we weren't getting to the right spots at the right times to get pressure to the ball, and it ends up leading into chances for them. And there was a stretch there about, I don't know exactly, but 15 minutes where we were late to everything. We weren't finding second balls. We were turning the ball over, and for me it's all from this mindset that for whatever reason we started the second half a little bit passive and we were slow to everything, so they took two chances in a very short period of time. They had a few others. We were fortunate maybe not to have taken another one, but then I think again as the game pushes forward, you have to become aggressive because you got to try to get yourself into it. And again, we found some chances when we were more aggressive again. So for me, it comes down to just the mindset coming out of the locker room was again supposed to be continue to be aggressive and continue to push the game, but we started the second half passive and it cost us the night. So
was Drogba's movement that good on those two goals, or would you chalk that up to just poor individual marking in the box?
I didn't think it was great defending for sure. I think it's also I'd have to go back and look at the goal specifically. Just that stretch was a little bit of blur. I thought we were not doing a good job of getting pressure to the midfielders who were spraying the ball around the field. I thought we were a little too narrow across our back four, so they were able to find wide guys in wide positions and then open us up in the back line instead of being a little bit wider across the back line to sort of dissuade that ball across the field. And so I thought, again, we became reactive, and they're a good team, and if you're going to become reactive, they have guys who can hurt you, and we became reactive, and obviously Drogba's a guy, you give him chances, he's going to score, and we didn't position ourselves appropriately in that stretch.
Sorry, Coach, if you answered this already, but just the fact that you're going to play the same team again in the same spot in 3 or 4 days, do you see that as a good thing, or is that a troublesome?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's, for all things considered, you come and you've had a dress rehearsal here today, right? And so you have a sense of what to expect. The two teams have felt each other out today, which will be interesting. For us, it's just the decision of going home or coming back and how to plan these next few days so that we can recover and we can come back in the best form we can physically to compete. But I think it makes it very interesting because I thought tonight had a lot of little subplots within there that make another match here interesting.
Coach, why did you start the second half in the fashion you did? And what did you say to the team after?
Yeah, I can't really I don't really have an explanation. The mindset that we wanted to come out of the blocks with in the second half was to remain aggressive. I think that's what got us the lead at half and a number of chances in the first half and really limited their chances. And we came out, and I thought just too many of us in that early stretch were too passive. We weren't getting out and getting pressure to the ball, or we were sitting in too much. That's not our strength. We're not a team that is going to sit back and absorb pressure and win games. So that was, just for whatever reason, it was what it was. And so we recognize that. It's already been a topic of discussion with our group. And if we remain aggressive, we like what we can do.
I think you could have done a better job maybe controlling that 15-minute spell where the crowd's really into it. They have all the possession. How do you go about fixing that situation next time and just controlling that moment and getting through it?
I think we can't become a passive team where we're sitting deep in our half, especially against their team. We still need to get pressure to their central midfielders. We still need to be accountable to the guys who get up the flanks. And Drogba was central in that stretch all by himself, and Piatti was drifting out to the left side. and he was high and wide on the left side, and at times they had Duka, who started the second half, he was on the left side, so they were getting little numbers advantages out in the wide flanks, and they were able to switch the ball because we weren't getting pressure on the midfielders who were hitting the ball from side to side, and really Drogba was sort of the lone guy in the middle, and they were playing a little, what I would call a little two-man game on the outsides that was stretching us out, and we were very reactive in those moments, and then by being reactive, then Drogba was ending up in one-on-one situations in front of the goal because we weren't dealing with the switches of play and wide channels. But our solution to that is that we need to continue to get pressure to the ball and step forward. We don't need both of our central midfielders sitting on top of our center backs when Didier Drogba is the only player in the middle of the field. We need to get somebody out to those midfielders who can prevent them from spraying the ball all over the field, and then our wide guys have to do a better job of communicating and dealing with the width of the field.
Momentum's huge in this league down the stretch. Every manager says it. That's 2 losses in a row now. It gives you confidence you can come back and bounce back and win on Thursday.
It seems strange, but I think our performance through parts of this game should give us confidence. I mean, I thought the first half for us was pretty dominant in terms of controlling their chances and giving ourselves the best the run of the game and really getting things in front of their goal, across their goal, creating opportunities. In the second half, obviously, when the game goes 2-1, we became more aggressive again, and again we find some good spots in front of the goal and good goal scoring chances. So what gives us confidence is that we know when we're an aggressive team in terms of our speed of play and we're attacking and we are not sitting in a shell and defending deep, then we're going to create chances, and we're going to put the pressure on the opposite team. Today I thought, again, for that stretch we absorbed too much pressure and it cost us the game.
Greg, 6 points finish for you guys is not the spot you want to end up. And what do you say to those that look at that and say, not a lot of progress made? How much does it matter in the playoffs anyway?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it came down to one game, right? We could have finished second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. So the whole season came down to one game, and it just, as we've seen across the league, that's the way the league was this year. Everything was tight. It was unpredictable, and at the end, it came down to one game. There's points along the way that we think, as we again continue to mature as a group, that we'll take, that we left on the table this year. But at the end of the day, now it comes to, we would have played a playoff game no matter what, right? So a play-in game, and so now we're playing Montreal in this one off, and we got to take care of business. But I mean, in the end, now let's see what we do in the playoffs, and that will be a little bit of a factor.
I think you'd agree that this is probably the most intense environment that this team has been in all season. I mean, how much do you expect that to be ratcheted up on Thursday for a actual playoff game?
Yeah, to be fair, I thought the environment was fairly calm while in the first half, and I thought it was fairly calm until we let them back in the game, and then obviously it became alive again. But I thought, again, in the first half, we had our more than our fair share of the game, and we created more of the dangerous chances, and I thought it was pretty quiet, and we did a good job of controlling the crowd in that manner. But I expect that they'll that the fans will be ready to go and we'll be roaring as we come back and do it again on Thursday, and we just have to be ready for it.
You guys returning to Toronto then, or is that the plan?
We'll talk it through tonight. Though our original plan was, if we play on Thursday, that we would go back and recover and get the proper sessions in and just be at home and then return back. But we'll make that final decision tonight when we get back to the hotel.